Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back, pushing through, trying to do my best to really stream a lot these days. I hope you like it, and I like it because it's making good progress on all the different systems, and pretty happy about the results that we are getting. As you know, making such a game is very complex, and I mean it's not easy in any means or form, and yeah, so it requires a bit of really motivation to keep it up. That's one of the issues. Hello, Abedin. How are you? Because there's so much to do that sometimes it may be too much, and you may lose the motivation. But I'm still very motivated to reach the first release. I think I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in front of us. Is not too far. Is doable. At least an internal beta release. Where people are testing stuff, but it's not too far. It's not too far. So today, I don't have a lot of time. I have about 3 hours, but I can. What I want to do, I want to tackle this point, which is the UI inventory system. Actually, the inventory is working pretty well at the moment. There are still some quirks and some small bugs, but overall it's working okay. What we are missing is really the management of containers. So first of all, let's try to see what we have today, because it's some time I don't work with containers. I don't remember exactly where we are and what we have in the game. I'm pretty sure that we manage containers for crafting. So if you have a container on the ground, I think that's the only place where it works, you can use it for crafting. But if you have a container in your inventory, it's not showing up. It's not showing up in any way. So you cannot see the content and such. So I think we need to, let me start up everything. I'm starting up the engine, the editor, server and client, everything. I think the thing that we have is the crafting part, and I think the majority of that thing, let me just check if I have submitted everything. Yeah, I think I've checked in everything, so I should be up to date in terms of SVN. Yeah, the last check-in is from me, so it should be fully up to date. So I think in our there are 2 points where we are managing containers, and we may decide then to reorganize a bit the blueprints, or maybe make a kind of a map, of all our blueprints to understand where is the different stuff. But I have we have an object which is slot manager. Slot manager is managing our inventory. I just have to recall exactly all these pieces, but I think if you go under game, widgets, tabs, inventory, okay, I think here we have the different pieces, and there should also be, let me see if there is, I think it's under slot. I think we made the majority of the logic for moving items and opening items inside the slot object. We should be yeah, the WD slot item. I think the slot item, yes, exactly, the slot item is the one that is managing all the movement, right? So we have this graph here, top right, which is managing the movement between different containers. And at the moment, the movement are pretty simple, just based on numbers. They are based on numbers because they go together with the slots. So the slots start from 0, and the containers go from -1 to -10. Now, we could have done it with an enumeration, and actually I think we should somehow convert it to an enumeration. But at the moment, I want to mirror exactly what we had in the old game, just to avoid, missing pieces or something. And so I'm not going to change it now, but let's say sooner or later we are going to change it. Another thing that I think we should do in the future is to have a kind of a performance pass. There are a lot of things that we do in blueprints and are very easy and nice to prototype in blueprints, but some of that then we'll have to go to C++. Mainly I was thinking to the stuff that we did yesterday on the tick. I think we should take that and move it to C++, because something that happens on the tick, I don't think you want it in blueprints. But for now it's fine. I mean, for now we are not optimizing for performance too much. We're just trying to do things right, but not super optimized. So if we go into the game, now it's still loading because it timed out. You see that here we have, in this graph, right, we have different options. I think it's pretty well documented because I did already a few passes on this. This is when you are clicking from one slot to the other slot, and I just need to recall or understand if you can right click. I don't think you can right click today. I think you can only left click, and I think that our right click could be the one that opens up, the description, in case the item has a description, and opens up the container page in case it's a container, right? I don't remember how we do it today in plane shift legacy. I think I can check, but I think it's right click. I think we can do it the same. I don't think we need to do it any different. We can check it quickly. I'm opening a lot of stuff on my PC, but I don't have anything else open, so should be fine. We have like server, client, editor, and another client all running at the same time. Yeah, so at the moment we are at 27 gigabyte of RAM, so we are peaking a bit, but should be fine. I could close the old code, but okay, I think we can still, I have 32 gigabytes, so now we are at 28, and I think it's okay. So there is the old client, so it's the PlaneShift legacy. Let's just go in and see how it was working just to get a sense, right? And I think maybe we can update the mission because we have, I think we had a mission about items for sure. And we can expand that mission. Let me see if I have a mission inventory. No, strange. We have something about items, Unreal mission item skins, PS item. Now we didn't have a specific mission on inventory. Maybe we can create a new mission on containers because I think it's a good one. But anyway, this is the old game, so don't be fooled. This is the old game. If I go to inventory, it is my inventory, and it is similar to what we get in Unreal. Now, I may have chest or I may have standard items. If I right click, I get the description, and if it's a chest, I right click and I open the container. So that's exactly, I think, the way we should do it. I think it's okay. So basically we will associate a right click to opening the container. Now I don't think we have all these buttons in the Unreal Engine UI. I don't think we do, but I think we can. Let me see if I right click on money. No. Okay. And then if I right click, can I put one container inside another container? I'm pretty sure I can. You might not put a container in a container. No, that's not allowed. Okay, fine. That's not allowed, and I think probably it's better that it's not allowed. Okay. Okay. So there are some, like this metal chest is not opening because for some reason it's not a container. Yeah, capacity 123. I think this one has capacity, the other one does not have capacity. 0.30 out of 2. Okay, let's take maybe some screenshot of those containers and we can bring them to our mission. We will create a new mission. I think this mission is done, so we can this algorithm, I don't think we really need it anymore. I think we can clear this one. It was the discussion we did yesterday, about NPC health. So let's create a new mission, and this mission will be about containers. Maybe we improve it a bit. So this will be a real mission, inventory containers, and let's take some screenshot from here so that just we know what we have to do. Right. So I will pick this one, which I think is a good example, and I will put it in our mission file, and maybe I will also keep I will also take the pouch, the one that we have here with the glyph sack, which is another good example, which is handling all the glyphs you have in your inventory. So I have one which is, we can put it down here. So our mission will be to improve the inventory. So the first thing I want to do, I want to enable right click on items while in inventory, and we can decide if we want to do it also for normal item, because at the moment we have a tooltip, but we don't have so normal items will give you the description page, the description window, and container items will open up the container window. Okay, obviously, but that's what it is. So this thing we need to do now for normal items. I think today we don't like this one is a normal item, right? This is the information that is displayed. So it's giving you the category depending on the object, because every object is different. Like this one is giving you the category, the weight, the size, the quality, and then if it's an armor, if it's a weapon, it's giving you additional information and also a description at the end. So let me just maybe take another screenshot of this, so we keep, we know what is the content. Now this one unfortunately is partial, so I will do a bit of a trick, but I will do like this, and we will have, because there is a scrolling, and if we scroll down it gives you also pierce and stamp, put it here, take this piece, so it should give you also pierce and description, right? Which we don't have here for obvious reason, but because it doesn't fit. Okay, so wait, you need to cut it off like this, put it here. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it gives you the idea. So this is all the information that you have in the description window of a standard item. In this case is an armor. Right now this thing we can delete. Okay, so we have this one. Now let's see if there are other special cases. I don't think if there are, but let's check. So like armor is giving you that. Let's take this one, quality description, quality description, quality description, quality description. I mean, all these one are all the same basically, just the description is a bit longer, but it's only the armor that is giving you what is this? Charisma 5, Crystal Wave 5. These are the bonuses, because it may be that the item has certain bonuses which are applied. Okay, so I think let me take a screenshot of this, because this one is giving you bonuses to certain abilities, and we want to show those bonuses as well. So that's important to remember. I don't think what else, but if I have a standard weapon, well, like here there is attack delay. Why I have this attack delay? On this one I see it, on this one I don't see it. Attack delay 3, attack delay 2, attack delay 4. I only see it on some items, strangely enough. Like only on the staff I see attack delay. I have no idea what is attack delay. Okay, like, and in books then we have all the missing books and yeah, all the book stuff. I didn't put it in my roadmap. Yeah, I didn't put it here, but it is the wall book stuff, because you can write books. You can, no, books is not here. We need to add it somehow to this roadmap. So let's put it as a separate category. Well, let's put it maybe close to inventory, like here, but that's an important element for us. Displaying books. Maybe we should do that next. So books, you will have basically two things. One will be just the display content of the book, and then there will be the other one which will allow you to write a book. And write a book, so both are missing obviously, and write a book will allow you also to put images and other stuff, so this is definitely missing. Now let me see if I right click. Well, if I right click on maps, I mean on books you can draw yeah, I think we need to have the same thing here for books. And do we have music instrument? Yeah, I think music we have already, right? Musical instrument, musical score. These are two different things, but yeah, let me add maps, because we could, in the old game we could draw a map. And let me add two more things here, which are maps, display the content of a map, and write a map, or draw a map. It's not write, but it's draw a map. Okay, both are missing, and there is also something that we should do one day. I don't know when, but let me see if there are other weird right clicks. Well, there is just a book. Can read my book. Very nice. Where do I exit from here? Maps we have seen. Drinks, containers, instruments. Okay, I think we have pretty much everything. There is this nice rename thing. Why was not here? There are certain containers that I can rename and other containers that I cannot rename. Don't remember exactly why, but there was a reasoning behind. Now, if you ask me, I don't remember exactly why. Like this iron chest, you cannot rename, while for example, this glyph sack also you cannot rename. But like this sack, you can rename it. In fact, I renamed it weapons. So I think I want to keep the rename functionality. Let me just take again a screenshot of that, so that we remember that we can actually rename our widget. So I think all our containers by default, this one should have the ability to be renamed. Because when you have sack, you know, or chest, it's not very handy. While if you rename it and you call it weapon sack or ingredients pouch or whatever, it's a bit easier, right? There are a lot of books in this one. Let me see if any of these books, any of these items, they're just showing normal stuff, so okay, I think it's fine. I don't see any other special cases. There is this attack delay, which is appearing only sometimes. I don't know if someone has an explanation of that. But anyway, the description is built server side, so whatever we do, we will get it for free, right? We will totally get it for free. And hello people, by the way. Welcome to the stream. So this will be kind of our mission. Is there anything else that we want to do? Well, when we drop the item on the ground, right, is kind of the same. So I can drop an item and I can still right click and get its description. But basically there are two windows, a container window and an examine window. The examine window is working for everything. Can I examine a container? No, only without content? No, because the information of the container is actually here. So, okay, good. I think we can close this just to save a bit of memory, considering we're already at 28 gigabytes or something. And even if the old client was taking very little, I have to say. And what? Okay, and I think we can go and implement this, right? Let me just clear this so I don't get confused. This one I don't think we need, I can close it. Saying that I changed it. How did I change it? I just did this thing at the bottom. I can save it and close it. Okay, so enable right click. So to enable right click, I think today there is the new game. There is the new game, and you see it because we have significantly less icons, and there is not a lot of stuff that is ported already. So it is one of the, so you can see it easily. But also you can recognize it because we have stencil shadows, which we don't have on the old client. So your shadow is actually very, very nice. So at the moment I have like this item, right? If I right click, well, if I mouse over, it's giving me some basic information like quality, size, weight, and category. Now I'm not 100% sure where this is coming from. If I right click, nothing happens, right? If I right click, totally nothing happens. If I left click, I'm moving the item. So the idea here was that I had this tooltip while mouse over on my slot. So I think that one we have it probably under slot item. We should have it here. Let me see if I found mouse over. Well, if I search mouse, I guess it will be in million places. Check mouse distance, clear function by name, get mouse position on viewport, loop this widget position and attach to the mouse, keep item under cursor, controller up to date. I don't know exactly where but maybe an easier way will be to search the name of the window that we open as a tooltip. I think it should be called something like item tooltip. No. So we have a tooltip ability, tooltip item. Yes, there it is. Tooltip item and tooltip small. So we actually two different window. Okay, tooltip small and tooltip item. Okay, tooltip item is this one: quality, size, weight, category, and item description. Okay, this tool. So basically, the window that we are searching is tooltip item. So let me search in our blueprints when we are. It should be here somewhere actually. Yeah, exactly. In fact, it's here. Okay, set up the item tooltip. So it is inside our slot object. And inside our slot object, when we are creating, I think here we are in the construct. Update slot. Okay, we are updating the slot, but we are setting up the tooltip. The tooltip, let me just see what is it. It's a kind of a combination of all that stuff. Let's see. I don't think it's a great idea. I think the tooltip text should anyway come from the server side, and I understand if we want a kind of a stripped down version here. I mean, we don't want to have the full description, but I still think that the text item name, I think all this stuff should come anyway from the server somehow. Item name, let me see where he's taking all the other information. Weight, size, stack count. Okay, so he has a basic set of information coming from the item that is getting passed in, which is this one, update slot. I think it's a PS item. Update slot. I think this is item name. No, this is kind of hard coded. So we have kind of hard coded this list of, but I think it could be okay anyway. I'm not. I mean, for the tooltip, if this is already working, why not? Just the description seems not to be in, because I think the description is always says description. He has the number at the top, so if I do /item slop, which is giving me slop, and I do it like 4 or 5 times, now I have 7. You see that here the number on the top right is 7, so the quantity is there. Now the quality is not expressed for some reason. The size and the weight and the category. Why we need the category, by the way? I think we need the description more than anything else at the top, no? So we need to know what is this item. Or no? Or we assume that you know what is a chainmail torso. Yeah, I guess we assume you know. So you just want to see his stats, because the stats are probably more relevant. Okay. I just want to understand where these items are coming from. I think when we generate when we create the slot, not when we update it, but when we create it, I think there must be some update slot coming from outside of the slot itself. Like tab inventory. Yeah, exactly. I just want to see if this is coming from inventory slot for each loop. This is an array of item descriptions. Okay, good. So this is already a predefined structure. That is coming from inventory cache items. Okay. And these inventory cache items, inventory cache command, CleanSheet player controller. Okay, but anyway, basically we are using item description structure. Item description. So item description should be potentially in our PS item actor, I think, or in our PS item actor. I think it should be PS item. We need to find a struct. I don't know where that is defined. Maybe it's in PS item actor. PS item actor. No. Okay. It should be called something like. Item description, right? So if I search item description, and then it should have, like at the beginning, all open documents. Yes, F item description. Okay, here it is. Let me just see the definition of this. Okay. An item description contains slot, container ID, name, mesh name, material name, weight, size, stack count, icon, image, and purified, but it doesn't contain the description itself. So the actual description is not in this set, which I think we want to see probably only if we are opening up the detailed panel or not. That's a good question. Do I want the description here or I don't want the description here? That's a good question. Because when I open up the description box, which is this one, now the background absolutely need to be changed, but you see, that is already giving me the right information, and here it should be the icon, I think. And if so this is one window. If I open another one, if I open another one and I right click, yes, it goes into the same window. Okay, perfect. This is exactly how we should do. So is already populating it properly, which I think is fine. I mean, it just has to be reskinned in a way that it looks nice, but all the information is here. Now, I think if we put all this description in the tooltip will become super big. And by the way, I think this description is specifically requested to the server. Yeah, specifically requested to the server. Okay, fine. I think for now we can leave it like this. I will just remove the description at the bottom because I don't think I want it. Why the quality is not there? Why the quality is 50-50? Why the quality is not? Is the quality part of our structure? Unfortunately, the quality is not part of our structure. I think we should extend this one to include it because the quality is super important for us. It's one of the main let me see if I have anything else. I have item description and a kept item description. No, I think we need to extend this one. Inventory GUI message, total items. No, this is something else. Okay, so PS slot movement message. No, this is also something else. Merchant item. This is also something else. No, I think we really need the quality in this list because the quality is one of the most relevant information we want to have. I mean, it's true that we see it when we go in the examine window, but at the same time, so sides we have. Let me just compare these two things. By the way, none of them is correct. Why? Side 6. Because I have 6 of them on me. So it's giving me the total size of the stack. So size 1, weight 2. Quality is not there. Category. I think category is totally useless in this tooltip. I would prefer to have the quality compared to the category. Let me just spawn a weapon and see. Sorry, I have it here. Well, I will get another one. Quality side. So if I drop this one and I examine it, yeah, you tell me category weapons, but I don't know really if the category is of any interest. Do we have it already? I mean, if we have it already, we can use it, but no, we don't have it. Okay, so are we sure we want to extend this to have the quality I think I want. Why we didn't have it in the past? That's a good question. Because this structure is derived from a former structure, obviously. In client PS inventory item cache. In client PS item inventory cache. Client PS inventory cache. So cached item description. Yes, this one. Cached item description, which we changed to F item description, but it seems it's exactly the same one. Purify status icon email stack count. Yeah, it's exactly the same one. Mesh name, slot, container ID. Okay, I think I want to extend it at least with the quality. Anything else? Well, will be nice to have for weapons. Like the problem is that if we start to add everything here, it will become a mess. But at least the quality, I want to have it. So you don't have to right click all the time, right? So let's try to add the quality in. So if I want to add the quality here, I can just add a new property. Now the problem will be everywhere in the code, we need to be sure that it is actually managed, right? And I would remove the category. Category is totally useless in this at this point. So let me close everything because we will do a change to the basic code. And let me add a new U property, which will be called, which we will call quality, right? And actual quality should be current quality and max quality. So I think there are two parameters, right? Let me just keep a bookmark on this one and see if I can. If I go inside a PS item, no, in my PS item, I think I can easily see the I can see my so item quality is current quality of the item. Crafted quality is the crafted max quality of the item. This confused me a bit. Item quality original. Do you think the max quality is because here we have item quality and crafted quality. There are no others. Get max item quality. Current stats, get quality. Yeah, so we get this one. So it's this one. Get max item quality. And get item quality is returning the other one. Okay, nice. So these are the two methods that we should use to get the item quality out of our item. So, but I think I need to store those two. Or I store it as a string, you know, in one single field, but I don't think so. I think we want to store it. I think we want to store it separate. So we'll be like quality and max quality, or current quality and max quality. So we will have two fields to add in this structure. Max quality. Now the problem is that since we did this change, we need to update. We need to update a lot of stuff. We need to. So before doing this, let's see if we want to have anything else in the tooltip. Right. I think, for example, the weight is really unnecessary. I mean, the weight is one of the, I don't know. The weight is one of the information that we added for role playing purposes to be, you know, consistent with the world, and so you cannot carry too much weight. But it's not that when you look at an item, you know, in it, you check its weight all the time. I think what you check is the stack count, so how many you have, and the quality, if it's a good item or not a good item. Potentially the description, but I'm not very positive in passing in the description for every item all the time. It becomes very heavy network side, and so I don't want to do it. I don't want to have, but the quality, I think I want to have it in the tooltip. So let me see where we are using this F item description. I think it will be in 1 million places, but let's see. I think we should do current project and start to search in the code where we have this F item description. By the way, wait a second, I need to change the. I need to change my creator and my constructor, because here we are missing, exactly, we are missing two values, which are my in current quality and my, which is an int, and my in max quality. Right, so we need to add these two, and then we need also to set them. So current quality will be assigned to in current quality, and max. Maybe if I put it on 2 lines is a bit better. It starts to be kind of crazy. Let me see if I put it in the next line. Maybe it's a bit better. Should I put the slash or something? There was a way. And max quality will be assigned to max quality. Okay. So now they should not break anything by itself, but we will have these two kind of empty until we fill them in, and so we need to check where we have it. Yeah, where are the places where we have this part? While it's compiling, let's go and search. So let's search everywhere in the code where we have an F item description, which is set. Apart from this array, which is fine, so we are not setting it, we are just reading it, so it's perfectly fine. Also, yeah, in all this, perfectly fine, no problem. Okay, here it starts to be a place that we have to change. Update the container view with the added item. So here we need to pass purify status. Exactly. So here we need to pass in don't know why it's not telling me. Okay, current quality. So we said that new item, we should do get quality, get item quality, right? And then new item, get max item quality. Okay, so at least in this line we are initializing it properly. Now I'm pretty sure there will be 1 million other places, but maybe we can copy up. Let's copy these two things so that we have it for when we hit. So there is another one where we are sending a message, and I think we should put the same 2 lines here as well. So this will be item, right? Then we have another one, if item description, which is when we are setting, where we are saying to add an item. So it should be exactly the same here. And also here should be item. Don't understand too much why. Because the exchange stack count is there. Okay, fine. Very good. This we did already. Here we are in the same place. Okay, there is another one. No, this is the one that we just did, so we are fine. That is the one that we just did. That is okay. Okay, this one. What are we doing here? We are inside send inventory. So here we are sending the inventory with all the information, and definitely here we need to add those 2 lines as well. Absolutely. So this would be item, get quality item, and then missing a comma, by the way. Let me see if it's in any other places. It shouldn't be in million places, but definitely in like 10 or so, yes, because every time we are manipulating items like this one as well, we are. So also here I want to put the quality. So it is called child get item quality, and child get a max item quality. The same here. I think the quality is so important in the game. This should be fine. Frequently a message, just a return, so it's okay. We have a container. This one, we did it already or not? Yes, we did already. This one, we did it already. Yeah, we need to change the code. Kind of goes back. So let's try to recompile now and see if we get more errors or not. It succeeded. So actually I think it will be fine, because we changed the structure and we changed it in all the places where that structure was getting created. We didn't place the attribute as optional, we placed the attribute as mandatory. So if there was another place in the code where that item was constructed, it would give us an error, right? So think that is fine. Okay, so let's see now. We said that we were in our WT slot, huh? So we should go in game, widgets, window. It's probably easier if I just search slot. Yeah, WT slot. So now we will see, when we open this up, we will see that our structure has changed. So you will have 2 attributes more. So whenever we assemble, and we will see probably also that some of the code will not fit anymore in the same sides, because we added 2 new attributes. Now we need to check. Let me search for update slot again. Right. So I think we need to change also update slot. Like from my inventory, when I'm getting this, not this one, but like this one. Yes, there it is. Current quality and max quality, you see. So we have these 2 new elements. Item with stack count equal to 0 are in the exchange window and so should not be displayed in the inventory window. Okay, nice. The problem is now we have to extend our update slot with 2 new attributes, which are current quality and max quality. I think there is no other chance. We need to do that. So I will have current quality as an integer and max quality as another integer, right? Yeah, this will mess up a bit the UI, the layout of some of this window, because you see it doesn't fit anymore. Now the problem will be to catch everywhere in this code where we use update slot, and be sure that we are updating it everywhere, because if we miss one, something may not work, obviously. Well, just the quality will not show. I mean, it's not that bad, but like here, okay, like here is fine because the update slot is basically just clearing up, so it's putting the quality to 0. Actually, maybe I should put it to -1, but let's keep it to 0. This one is fine, but this one, right, is the one where we want to connect the values. And we should check how many others we have. What is this mess? This array which is going there, and this one which is going there. Can we, let me see if I can unclutter a bit this thing. Like if I move these 2 things down, and I move this thing in the middle, yeah, it's slightly better. I mean, it's not great, but it's slightly better. Okay, so this update slot we did, right? So we are getting it from our array, and we are going here. So this one is fine. Let me see which others we have. This one is fine. This one is the one we just did. This one, this one is also an empty one, so it's perfectly okay to leave it empty. This is for the tab inventory. Now we have few others here. We have the container detail. In this case is empty, is fine. Okay, in this case should be populated. So we have the same thing. So we connect the 2 new attributes that we added. This one I would connect as well. Right? so that we have it also in our container. Yeah. And so we did the container parts. Then Win Exchange. Win Exchange, there is also the same stuff going on. And yeah, we start to be a bit cramped on space. Because obviously we had the two attributes, and so the window takes more space here. You can do that. And here actually there are quite a few of these things. There are actually 4 plus 2 others. So one is this one, which is again the empty slot, so we can leave it like this. Also this one is empty. I don't know why we have 2 different ones. Because it's a different container. Okay, so those 2 are fine. This one and this one. Now we have these other 2. And this one actually we need to put the right values in. So we need the current quality and the max quality. And also here we need the current quality and the max quality. Okay, so we fixed this. Now let me see which others we have. Okay, that one, this one, then this one is empty, is fine. This one is empty, is fine. Okay, so we finished also the Win Exchange, right? Finished the Win Exchange. Now we need to have now we need to check this one. This one, what is it? Is Win Spell. Okay. Why there are so many? Actually, in the Win Spell window, the quality I don't think is relevant because the glyphs don't have, don't have a specific quality. In fact, I think that here we are passing a different structure. Yes, we are passing in a network glyph structure. So here we don't care about those values. Unfortunately, wow, the code here is kind of shitty, but I think that is probably just because it's complex. I think you can try to move this, just that it's not overlapping. So at least it's not overlapping and looks slightly better. So here we have 6, but we don't need to feel anything about the max quality because we are not using it. For example, also the sides, you see, we are not even putting it in. So we have 6. Let me see what others we have. Seems there are more here. There are more than this. Oh wow. Here is just when is initializing all the slots of the spell window. It's okay. Okay, so that's fine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 more, which I guess are covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Okay. Then there are some updates. This one is empty. This one is with information, but I don't think we need to have max quality there. Slot item, object reference. WD slot item object reference. Actually, in this case, probably I would like to move it, but first we need to change it in our WD slot item, because at the moment the slot item is not saving. Yeah, Win Exchange is really upset. The point is that we will have to update the properties here. So we need to add two new attributes here. One is current quality, and is an integer, and you can duplicate this and go for max quality, and both of them will have to stay in the category slot attributes. Okay, and now we have these two properties. Now we need to be sure that everywhere in this code we are setting those variables properly, otherwise we will lose this information while we move the items around, you know. So I need to set and set. So I need to set. So from here I will go. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Let's go here. I will go here, I will go here, and then I will go here. So we just add those two at the bottom. Maybe it's not super elegant, but I think it's fine. And we will put in the current quality and the max quality. So here we populated these two additional attributes. The problem is that I'm pretty sure there are a million places, well, not a million, but at least 5-6 other places. For example, this one, right? This one I absolutely need to extend, and luckily we have some space above. I need to extend with these two new values. No, not the set, but the get. So current quality and max quality. So there is one place, but there are so many others, I guess. So there's another one here, pretty evident. Okay, and let me go back to my search. So we go one by one. Okay, so this one we did. This one is empty, we don't care. This one we have to do. This one we need to do. Okay, and this one we did already, and this one is empty. Okay, so I think we covered all the ones in WT slot. We covered all the one in inventory, right? We covered all the one in inventory. Let me just double check it. But yes, here we connected, here we connected. It is empty, we don't need. We covered all the one in container. Yes. And yes. We covered all the ones in exchange window. It's giving an error because I didn't compile the other one, but now that I compiled it, the error is gone away. So this one we connected. So all of this we did. This one we did. This one we did. Okay, I think we are fine. We did them all. We did them all. And this one we said that since we are in the spell window, we don't care. But here for some reason we are passing them all. So maybe we should, just for consistency. Since here I see we are passing them all, let's pass them all here as well. I don't know if there are other places. Yeah, there is another place here as well where we are passing them all, so let me do it. Seems that in this part of the code we decided anyway to put all the parameters even if they are not used, and point. I'm just, for now, keeping the same logic. Okay. So we have this, current quality, max quality. So I think that now we really covered them all. Okay, good. So if we save this, we can close our search. I think it was the only place, no? Well, the other place, obviously, is the window, the tooltip window, which is the one that we wanted to change. So if I go back to my slot window and I search here tooltip, and we go like here, yeah, set the item tooltip. So now the good thing is that we will have, let me say, there is a tooltip item object reference return value, and that is coming from variable weight. Yes, these are the variables that I have. So now I will have two more variables. Now let's see for a second how we want to organize this tooltip, because it seems a bit messy to me. Tooltip item. All these windows are in the wrong place. Okay. Tooltip window is this one. Okay, this is the window. It's the item name, and then he has this kind of hard-coded elements. And you see that the quality was actually one of them, but since they were not available, we couldn't put it in. So there is actually a quality line. There is a quality, a size, a weight, a category. I don't know why we need this. I think also we don't have it in our information, so it's not coming from anywhere. So as I said, we don't have the category, right? Do we? No, we don't have the category yet. So we don't know the category of the item. Do we want to add it? I mean, if you see a sword, and it tells you that it's a weapon, I don't know what is the value that you have in the tooltip. I mean, or if you find, well, maybe with weird food or fruits or stuff that you don't know what is it. But in general, you will just right click and then you will see it. So to me, the category can go. I don't think we need the category here. So I will remove the category. And so we have quality, size, weight, and stack count. Quality, size, weight, and stack count. Do we have anything else we want to put there? Quality, size, weight, and stack count. Actually, in the old game was weight, size, quality. That was the sequence. Weight, size, quality. Let's keep it as it was. I don't know why there was this sequence, but I think quality should be the first actually. But right? I think quality makes more sense than to stay at the top. Yeah, let's keep the quality at the top. Category, I removed it. I didn't. Didn't I remove it? No? didn't. Category we can remove, and now the description. Unfortunately, the description it cannot fit here. So let me see what else we have. Here we have the buffs. The buffs will be very nice to have, but again, we cannot do it in the tooltip. Otherwise, we will query too much information from the server. The other stuff that we have. Go to definition. We have the name, which we are getting already. Weight, size, stack count, icon image, current quality, max quality. Now that's the only stuff that we have. So let's leave it as it is. Description, we just deleted. Description, we don't have and we don't want. Now the stack count is here on the top right. I don't know if it's very intuitive that it's in the top right, because when the item name is pretty long, it will and also I think we need a bit more space, you know, between. I think there was a space thingy. Yeah, image name border, can I duplicate? I put it like at the beginning. Yeah, so there is a bit more space there. Can I call it like spacer image? No, cannot change it. Image spacer and image spacer too. Why these two are a variable? I don't understand. It should not be variable in any way, I think. Okay, fine. I think, let me see if it compiles. Yes, it compiles. So we will have quality, weight, and size. You know that I'm more tempted to move this thing like here at the bottom. I mean, still inside, but just after, let me see if I put it here, what happens. Like here at the bottom, I think will look nicer. So we have a full name at the top, and if it's long name, it will still fit. And then we have the stack size at the bottom right. I think it's better. Hello, Rwanda. Sometime I don't see you. How are you? So quality, weight, and size. This will be the three that will be in the tooltip. Okay, fine. So this we did. Now we diverged a bit from the original plan. The original plan was to work on the container, but we are slowly going there. We are slowly going there. Oh my god, where is this thing going? Wow. Okay. And okay, so I think we are good here. Yeah, now obviously the description is not fitting anymore because we removed it. The quality doesn't fit anymore, so the description, I think we can just remove it, right? And this one was going here, so this one we can remove, and this one we can connect. This one we can remove, this one we can remove. So then the category as well, right? Category is not needed. And the rest should be fine. Quality and quantity. Now quality and quantity, the point is that we have two numbers. So how is it done now? Let me just check how is it done now. Because we have two numbers to put in. Quality at the moment is empty, so we need to build it. So we need to take the max quality and the current quality, and we can just append saying quality, and then we will append three things. One is current quality slash the max quality, right? Okay, and this we will put it here. Yeah, I don't understand too much where the two text was put at the bottom, but I mean at the top, but okay. Okay, fine. So we have that. We have this. Maybe all this block we can, since we have space, because we gained some space, we can move all this block a bit to the right. This one can go on top of the one that is populating, which is this one. This one is populating. This one can go at the top, and this one. Actually, this one will be like in the middle of the two. Okay, so this is the stack count, and we can space them a bit more. So, right? The more we keep the code clean, the easier it is to read. So that's the reason to spend some time in actually organizing better these boxes, so that I want to have it so that each one has at the top, the elements that are making the string, so it's a bit easier to read. So every block is here vertically on the text. Okay, nice. So we have that. So it's fine. I think we can test it, so we can see if the quality is now properly shown in the tooltip. Now, maybe before doing the testing, we have to start everything. Hello, Hula. Since we need to start everything, maybe what we can do, we can add the right click. I think the right click will be fairly easy, at least for item description, because it's the same as my context menu. So if I search context menu, if I search I think it's called context something, no, it's called menu. What is my, I think it was called context. No, evidently not. Okay. Let me check. Window, spellbook research stack, message, interact UI. I think it was called interact UI. Yes, this one. Okay, so this one is basic. I don't remember how it works. We did it so long time ago, but I think that it has a number of buttons that are associated to functions, and there should be one. We should be just like description UI. I think it's this one. Description interaction UI. I think is the examine. Now it's called description, but I think it means examine. Let me see. There is another one. Description UI. Exchange UI. Loop banking. Storage. Sell by. Pickup. Setup interacting. No, I think it's the description UI. So the description UI, what it's doing? Yeah, it is. This request description of character, request description of item. So I think we can just call this function. The problem is that this function is inside of this. Can I still do it? Because it would be better, to just call the same function. Instead of creating a new one. I don't know exactly what it's doing here. It's checking. I think we need to separate. Okay. So I think it's passing in the object. It's passing in the object. And is requesting the description to the server. No, I think all of this is not really needed. I think we can do it maybe in a simpler way. Because at the end is only this function. Request item detail interaction BP. That's it. So this is on Planeship player controller. Okay, so we need to call this one. I think calling this one will be the easiest. Request item detail interaction BP. Is there a way to copy the name? Okay, anyway, we will remember it. Request item detail interaction BP. So we need from our slot item, right? Let me put it here at the bottom somewhere. Request item detail interaction BP. So we need to call this thing. Now we need to call this thing when we right click on the item. Now we don't have, I don't think we have a right click yet. I think we have an item click. Okay, we have a non-release button icon. Unreleased button icon. Is this one working for left and right mouse button, or is a special? Call when the button is released. No, I need something to right click it. I need something to right click it. I hope it's possible. Well, if it's not possible, I can add on top. A fake layer that I will right click, but I would like to avoid this possible because this one actually is a button, right? This one is a button. This one is a button which has an image, has a button icon. A button icon is actually a button. And we have, in terms of events, we have on clicked, on pressed, on release, on over, on an over, but we don't have. This may be a problem for us. I have difficulty with adding right-click event over a button event to my widget. Button that never get to scroll box, dropping the button and creating mouse over doesn't work. Can't leave event 2. I don't know. when I create a button, like in Rama Dynamics Scrollbox tutorial, I cast it to widget, but I should cast it my button widget type. Yeah, but how you did right click? Boy, tell me. No, 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 no mouse over, no mouse over, right click. We need a right click. Are there some way to handle right mouse click in UMG button? Yes, exactly what I need. The real problem is S button does not right mouse click. I have to revise some method in S button. In true word, I don't want to duplicate the mess of the code, but UMGs let you are not that flexible and understandable. Buttons are almost never right clickable. Man, depends on what you mean. Because in our case it looks like a button, but it's not. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a button, but doesn't look like a button. So this guy is saying, "Oh, you never right click a button." Yeah, but in our case, it's a slot. Hmm. Yeah, they are debating a lot, but can we add just the right click instead of the button itself, just to the like overlay, or to the actual item slot itself? I think we should be able to. I think we should be able to add, even if some of these elements are click through. Yeah, you see, like these items are self hit test invisible, so actually they are not clickable. I think all of them are invisible. Overlay, yeah, invisible, invisible. I think the only one that is clickable is actually the button, but the button by himself, the image also is not clickable, obviously. I will need it to be only be right clickable, and the left click should just go through the next level. Image icon. I think if I put it to visible, it will then be clickable somehow, but I don't know if. First of all, let's try to remember how to do the. So which are the items on which I have a right click event? I can do a right click delegate. This guy said. Um, Let me do it simpler than this. Right click on image. Okay, because I think image doesn't have image icon. I don't see any event, right? I have an on mouse button down, but I would like to add. So, 1 second. Let me investigate this. Hit test invisible. Only seems to work. Blah blah blah. A button will prevent left-click events from firing, but not right-clicks. The text bar will consume both left and right clicks, but panelist images don't do anything no matter what is set the visibility to. And to block left and right click, the left mouse button. Yeah, if you set it to visible, it will block it. Yes. So it's saying that I should override, you know. Can I override it? But on mouse up doesn't exist here. On mouse up doesn't exist in my slot item. 39 overrideable. Oh, is here maybe. Okay. Okay. That's kind of cool. So I can on mouse button up. The problem is I need to know on mouse button up. Okay. The point is, let me try to understand when this will happen, okay? Because I'm not completely sure. Mouse event. What is mouse event? Mouse event, pointer structure, information about the input event. Can I break it? Please. No, I cannot. Okay. Mouse event is a pointer event structure by reference to mouse event. Information about the input event. Get input event, set by utility. Get cursor delta, get wheel down, get is mouse button down is touch event, get screen space position, get affecting both the mouse button because this event. Okay. I break this. No, cannot break. Why I cannot break these things? Key structure. Right mouse button. Okay. Okay. I think we have a chance. I don't know if he will do something, but anyway, let's see. Hello, right mouse button, and here we say hello something else. Hello, how are you? Okay, so let's say just to do this and see what happens for a second. I could probably do it in a sample project without starting my wall, you know. But the problem is that I want to use my W slot button to see which is the relevant point. Today is Sunday, boys. How are you today, by the way? You are always so quiet in the chat. You are not speaking much. Okay, it's loading. is loading. I'm trying to. I was chatting now with a guy trying to ask him if he can help us to debug some of the advanced locomotion system for movement, because actually we are having a problem where there is a lot of network traffic going on through ALS, and it's not good. Even if the character is standing still, we are still sending a lot of replication events to the server, and it's not looking too good. Okay, let me see if we can so if I right click here, it goes straight through, so it's not doing absolutely anything. Yeah. So the reason is that I think the reason is that my control itself, so this on mouse button up, is not getting called, because actually my object is self-tested invisible. Now if I make it visible, I think it will work, but it will hide the mouse click to the components that are below him, right? In particular the button that we want to be able to click. So I don't think it's a good idea. Now, is there a better way to do this? I think I need to test it on a separate project, otherwise it will take me like 2 minutes every time to start everything, and then still doing nothing, even if it's hit visible. Strange. This is kind of strange. Why? I'm surprised about this, because I was expecting that if my item is visible, it will react. It will react to mouse clicks. So I think I need to test it in another project, because if I try to test it here, it will take me forever. So let's make another project quick. I mean, I can use any project, but even just the one that we had for the UI, and let's test it there. Otherwise, it will take me forever. But something is not. I think you need maybe an image on top. Hmm. One second. So I was chatting with a guy about instances and multiplayer stuff because he's playing Ark and Ark Survival Evolved, and I'm trying to understand from him what is his feeling about the number of players and things like that. Because Ark is using a real engine, and so I was reasoning on that. So what I was saying, yes, we need another project to test the mouse clicks. I think we need another project to test the mouse clicks. Where is my Unreal thingy? Yeah. Unreal project. So we did cross-save. We can use the cross-save project. I think it's okay. Gion, basically what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to right-click on a button. But it seems it's not working. So I'm trying to understand if I can put kind of a layer in between and right-click that layer. I don't know. Because my layer is made of, my current control for slots, the slots are where you can put items in the inventory, so this is one inventory slot. Is made of text, okay, for the stack sides, an image, an actual button, and a border, and then there is an overlay and the item itself. Now the button can be clicked, but it can be only left clicked. I would like to right click my thingy, and at the moment it's not doing it. I need to enable mouse mode though, because I think I had another project where I was enabling mouse mode now. Because in this one we don't have the ability to click on anything, because the interaction is direct. You can shoot to people, which is nice, but we cannot. How did I do it last time? I think I just enabled the mouse. And I put a UI on. The UI on top we have already. Drag mouse event. Drag mouse event, then uses mouse button down. Because what I tried to do, I tried to use this one, but I don't think is. I tried to use this one on mouse button up. I said up instead of down, but I think it makes no difference. So I use this one on mouse button up on my control, but it's basically doing nothing. It's never going here. It's never coming here. Because here you can check if the affected event is coming from the right mouse button, and then, but it's not doing anything. This was an override. It was an override of an event on my. You can't use mouse up. You mean if I do override on mouse button down, it will work? Okay. Okay. So let me try to see if I wanted to try it on another project, but if you think that the button down will work, the problem is that here I'm in my slot item, and my slot item, okay, at the moment is visible, so it should be clickable in theory. If you think that the button down will work, why not? I save it. Yes, I saved it. Okay, let's see if mouse button, because if mouse button down works on my control and is not filtering it for the button that is below it, I think it would be nice. But are you saying to do it on the button or on the control? Because I have my widget, or on the widget, I mean, because I have my widget, which has, you know, an image, text, and also a button. And to me, it's fine as long as it right clicks in any place of my widget. I don't need it to be exactly on the button. I mean, it can be anywhere. Yeah, I need to use a sample project, otherwise it will take forever. You're right. It's what I wanted to do, is what I was doing. Let me just try this one. If it doesn't work, I go back to the simple project. So if I click, this thing comes up. If I right click, hello works. Okay. I see hello. For some reason, now also the right mouse button works. I don't know why. You see a low right mouse button, but only if I drag a bit. I don't know, only sometimes. While the mouse down, while the right click, the down works very well. Okay, then I think it's, I don't know why the up works only sometimes. You say it works only sometimes. I have no idea. But the hello works all the time. Okay, fine. Then we are good. 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 Then I can do what I want to do. Then I can do what I want to do. I didn't check if it worked also when the thing is empty, but it should, right? And does it say hello when I'm left clicking? Even if I don't care, I mean, if it's a left click, I will just ignore it. If it's a left click, I will just ignore it because it will go through the button below. So anyway, the mouse up works as well for some reason. So if I right click, yeah, it says hello. That's pretty good. The funny thing is, if I left click, it doesn't. Why works only for the right click, which is exactly what I need, by the way. But if I left click, it's not doing anything. It's like if the left click is absorbed by the button or is eaten up by the button, but the left click is not doing freaking anything. The right click, anyway, I did exactly what I need, so who cares at the moment why it works. Maybe in the button below we had some changes. I don't know. We suck up the event. I don't know. But it's fine. It's exactly what I need. I hope it will work everywhere, cross-platform and whatever, because clicking on buttons sometimes. But I think it's fine. So I will override this on mouse button down, which is printing hello every time. I can still check the mouse event, so I'm sure I'm not messing up. I'm still doing the same thing here. So I will copy this. So I'm sure that my get affecting button is actually the right mouse button, right? So we are sure that we are not doing anything stupid, and then we print this out and we return value. Why I need to return a value? Yeah, there is this handle it thing, right? Handle it. And it's so stupid. This thing I never understood why I need to do this. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So if it's the left mouse button or anything else, we don't do anything. We just say, okay, good, we are fine. If we are the right mouse button, then what I want to do, I want to call that function that we had before, this one. I want to call I have a button covering the whole thing. Yeah, I'm checking anyway. I don't know. I'm being paranoid a bit that this thing will break in the future, so I will. Let me just remove the mouse button up, which at this point we don't need anymore. Okay. And here I want to call this function. Now, to call this function is not that simple because it's not that simple because this thing needs to know it needs to know a lot of stuff. No, but it's all stuff that we know because I'm inside the slot, so I exactly know the container ID. Can I just get from here? I exactly know the slot ID. We can just get from I hope. No. No, the slot ID. The slot ID. But sorry, but when I right click on it, actually I don't request item detail interaction, right? Container ID, slot ID. Because if I try to pass in the actor, it will never work, right? Because the actor doesn't exist. It's in my inventory at this point. So the actor will never work. So I need to know the slot ID. Why we don't keep the slot ID on the W slot? I'm so surprised. I mean, I'm sure we do, but really? So the slot does not know. The slot does not know which ID, which slot ID is. Okay, that's interesting. So the container ID, for whatever reason, the container ID we know, but because it's inside the item, so we know which is the item. No, but actually this is not correct. The container ID will always be my inventory. So the container ID will be something like, I don't remember, -5, -2, -3, whatever it is. The container ID. The container ID in this case will always be, well, depends. Because it can be also an equipped item. It can be an equipped item, it can be a bulk, or it can be inside a container. No, actually, I think the container ID is the right one. But why I don't have the slot? That's so weird. Inventory slot. Self. Yeah, we have inventory slot. It's this one, boys. Inventory slot. Why am I making things more complex than they are? We have it. We have it. Is inventory slot and container ID. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we just do this. Target is Planeship Player Controller. So here we are inside the UI, so we can easily do get player controller 0, and it's me. So I just have to cast it to Planeship Player Controller. Be fine. Okay. So so I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. Let's see. So the effect of this, the server's still up. The effect of this is that when I just right click on any item, being inside a container or being inside the inventory or being inside or being equipped, right? What are you saying? Is when mouse up better? You will allow player to cancel his action, but mouse down at the moment we click execute code. Yeah, but you just said the mouse up is not working. No? And in fact, it was working so. I don't know. When I was printing out the app, but the app was working only sometimes. I don't know why. It's not. No, but it's okay. I mean, it's just to get the description. It's just to get the description of an item. So I don't care if they drag outside of the window and they don't see it. I don't care. It's okay. It's totally okay. For this particular action, I understand your concern is a good concern, but for this particular action, I think it's totally fine. Okay, so the effect of this is that I will, well, two things we need to see. One is the fact that we have the quality properly set in the tooltip. This timeout sometimes the server is still going up. By the way, Gion, do you like my targeting system? I don't know if you have seen it. I think it's cool. I did it, I finished it. So you target the enemy and you see his health going up or down. And he sends a kind of a pull way, but there is a small caching mechanism that is not asking every time. So there is did some reasoning yesterday on this. Okay, so the quality is here. You see that we have slop, quality 50-50, weight, whatever. Okay. And I can combine this. And if I left click, nothing happens like now. If I right click, it did not work. I mean, it printed a low right mouse button, but then it didn't open up the window I was expecting it to open. do I at least go through this request? Let me see. Request item detail interaction. This is going on server. So my server in theory should print out something. I think my server crashed. Yeah, so for sure we asked him something, but probably we didn't ask him the right question because he actually crashed. He actually crashed. Let me see. Yeah, he crashed the. He crashed exactly in that request. So, request item details interaction. Plane shift controller base CPP 149. Okay. Okay, boys. So, he tried, but it didn't. Because I didn't pass in the actor, and the actor should be myself. Could be. Could be. I'm already sensing, the smell of smoke, the smell of fire. 140. What was it? 149. So I didn't pass in a target. Yeah, and target is used everywhere. So if I don't pass in the target, it's GG. Even if it's myself, but I could be inspecting. I could be inspecting the item of someone else. Okay, that's I think the assumption, so that the target can be also not me. Like if I'm a GM and I'm opening up. You didn't see the final result? I can show you now. Then next time I launch the client, I can show you because it's live. It's live. So I need to pass in the. Thingy. You know the thingy? I need to pass in. What is it? I lost myself. No, we are in the slot. Yeah, here. Item actor, empty. Very bad idea. No, but target. No, wait. PS item actor. No, bro. The item. Oh, okay, I understand. No, the problem is more complex than. Oh my god. No, the problem. The problem is that it is not a character. It is an actor. It is an item. So this thing works only if. But it was designed to work both ways. I just missed the implementation. Target can be empty. Is designed to be possible. The target is empty. In fact, it's checking here. If the target is one container on the ground, then we do some additional stuff. But if it's not, you see, target is in the inventory, so it's already designed this way. So it's already designed to work. So this can be null. Now, why I did something stupid like target get item data get UID. Target get item data get UID. Target get item data get UID. What is this thing doing? I'm trying to get the container ID. Bro, but the container ID, I have it here as a variable. Why don't take container ID and just put it here? Why I did it this way, there is a reason for sure. Because I'm stupid, but not that stupid. So there must be a reason why here I was not using the container ID, but I was using the ID of the, I think there is no meaning to that. Target. This is if it's a container on the ground. Okay, but if it's a container on the ground, The code is already doing target get item data, which is basically this piece. It's considered that the item is that item, and then I don't think he's ever using again container ID. No, he's using container ID, but he's using it container ID. Container ID. You know what? I can just do if target. Let's do the same. Let's just do the same. It's pretty simple. So if we have a target, we do this. If we don't have a target, we pass the container ID. GG. Right? And the slot ID as well, because slot ID actually I have, and in this case I have it, so I pass the slot ID. Yeah, I think this is what I should do. Right? You with me? Inventory slot number. What do you mean? Are you serious? Hello Shogo, if you are a bot, I will block you right now. Yeah. Why are you spamming my chat? Why you are spamming my chat? Well, it's better to have a bot that have no viewers. That's still good, but that's still nice, right? But how do I see the viewers list? Oh, user in chat. He already disappeared. I can block him this way. Hello, Ice Grenade. Thank you for the raid. You are bringing people to my channel. Nice. Thank you very much. Which kind of project you are working on? Tell me. Ice Grenade. We are developing an MMO. You are a dev? Okay. You just finished another project? Black Ops 3 Halo Valhalla Forge custom zombie map? Oh my god, only the name is awesome, bro. I wanted to call my game like this as well. Only the name is already 10 words. Black Ops 3 Halo Valhalla Forge custom zombie map. You should add at the end something like Golden Edition something. like Golden Diamond Premium Edition. That would be even more awesome. Okay, we are building an MMO and we make maps for Call of Duty. Nice. Pretty cool. It's a sniper challenge. Nice. So now we're making an MMO. Actually, we already have an MMO, but the MMO is so old and it's made with an engine that is so self-made and custom built that at this point is falling apart. Right? And so we decided to convert it to Unreal Engine, and this is what we are doing. So I'm taking the millions of line of code that I have and the millions of hundreds of assets that we have, and we are trying to convert them to Unreal Engine. And so far, it's working kind of okay. I mean, we are through. We are, let's say, working on it, and and we are achieving some success. I mean, a lot of the basic functions are in place. Like you can do quest, you can fight with enemies. Crystal Edition. So you're working on it since very long time. Ah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, if you stay a bit more, I will show you the game a bit. But I guess if you were raiding me, you had to go away. No, it's a team. I mean, it's yeah, we had a team for the previous game, and some of the people of that team is still with me, or some are returning back sometimes. So let's say from the coding side, I'm the one that is doing the most. Then there are some people that are helping here and there. On the graphics, I have a lot of help, and on the lore, rules, and say all the mathematics behind the progression, etc. I have a big help because there is also another guy working on it. Then I have a big help also on quest and lore and settings and things like that. I have also a lot of help. So yeah, I mean, it's never enough, for an MMO it's never enough. But can I just cast this into inventory slot number and GG or no? It's an integer at the end, so nice. If you want to help us, let us know. But I know that everyone has his own project, so it's very hard to convince someone else that is doing his project to help because I understand that. I understand. I'm in the same position. Like I'm not working on other projects except for this one. But if you want to help, let me know. We have a lot of stuff to do. We have a lot of stuff to do. But the good news is that I think in 2020 we will have our release. Now I don't want to push it too further, to say too far to say when in 2020, but I'm pretty sure it will be in 2020. I'm pretty convinced it will be in 2020. I would say not late 2020. But let's see. I don't know. It really depends on my free time. I'm doing this obviously as a free time thing, so as a hobby, and it's not that easy to make an MMO as a hobby. So it's okay. We will get through this. I want to release something in 2020, meaning at least a client and a server and people that can connect, right? And then we will see where to improve it from there. So Gion, if you are here, I can show you the targeting system. The targeting. So the targeting is pretty simple. So apart from the fact that at the moment my mouse movement really sucks, but basically the point is that when you are in the normal mode like this, nothing happens. So you are not in combat, you are not doing anything else. So you are like a normal role player, running around in the world. Then you have combat mode, and at the moment I trigger combat mode by pressing on the tab key. So when I press on the tab key, like now, I'm in combat mode. So the things that happens is I get a crosshair in the middle, as you can see, which is that thingy there that you see. Plus, if I hover on any monster or creature, like this one, my crosshair becomes red, and as you can see at the top, it appears the health bar of that particular target, and hello Zwei, and the name, right? So this is what happens. Now it's a bit long for me now to demonstrate you that that bar actually works properly if the character lose health, but if I'm attacking, well, I can actually attack, not this one. If I'm attacking this guy, I think with this guy will work. If I'm attacking this guy, right? You cannot attack an object. Okay, there is still some issue with targeting that I need to target him, but this was not supposed to be. So I get it. I don't have a sound feedback yet, but at the moment I'm missing him. So I'm trying to attack him, but I'm actually missing him. Now the first time I will hit, which hopefully will come soon. Like now, you see, the health bar at the top went down for 50. Now this guy has a lot of health, so I think we can maybe try to hit this guy. I think this guy has less health actually. I still need to fix the targeting thing because I don't want people to target. I just want people to hit. Unfortunately, this character has very low stats, so at the moment I'm trying to hit, but there is also this kind of facing the enemy thingy, which I don't know why it's coming up sometimes. Okay, no, I think it has the same health. Anyway, you see it went down by 50. Now if I go back and I return to that guy, his health probably went up a bit because monsters are regenerating. So, but anyway, this is basically how it works. So you have it up only if the enemy is under your cursor, right? And only if you are in combat mode. If you go out of combat mode, you can then use the UI and all of that. Thank you. Okay, so let's go back to test what we were willing to test. So the first thing I wanted to test, okay, the quality was there. Then I wanted to test the right click. So I'm right clicking now. Nice, it works. Okay, yeah, this UI needs to be changed because the background is impossible to read, but we need to change the background of this window. But actually it works. It gave me the description of the slop. If I right click here, it gives me the description of the falcon. Okay, so it's working okay. The right click is working very good. I'm happy. Let me see if it still works with the items on the ground. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, nice. So it still works. Okay, so now we implemented the right click. So this is done. And we also improved the window. Yeah, just considering we did it, let me just add a new task, because since we did it, why not? So we have improved the tooltip on inventory window to include quality. So we did that. And we enabled the right click on item while in inventory. Now we did, yeah. Now this thing has a sub bullets because yes, we enabled it, but at the moment we enabled it only for normal items. So if you right click on a normal item which is not a container, you get the description window. But if you right click on a container item, is not doing anything at the moment, which was our main task, right? What is the goal of the project and business structure? Well, the goal of the project is to make an MMO I mean, is to convert our old MMO and provide it for free to our players, like it always been in the last 15 years. If you go to planeshift.it, you can download our projects. If you go here on planeshift.it, you can download the game. You can work. You can play. You can play the game, and it's already fully working. But it's the one made with the old engine, right? So now the point is to port it to the new one. Now the business model doesn't really exist in the sense that we are doing that for fun, but obviously if we can make money out of it, why not? We actually have sponsors, like the one that you see here at the bottom left. We have sponsors for our project which are donating servers or are donating hardware, money, whatever, just for advertising and for visibility, right? And I mean, the marketing model is pretty simple. I would say in the future. I mean, if you have a big number of players, you can just microtransaction things. So you can microtransaction skins and decals of your guild, and all of stuff like that. But we basically rely on donations at the moment. But again, I'm doing it as a hobby, so I do it when I'm not in my normal job. I do it as a hobby. I understand but I think we can make something that creates some money. I mean, you already created money in the past, so sometimes people are donating. Some companies want to have maybe advertising or things like that. Server costs are covered by sponsors, so I never paid a server. In the last 20 years, I never paid a server because there is always some kind person that decide to provide a server to us, which is very nice. Okay, so let's try to move on and do the container part. So I don't know how the old code was working, but I don't know if it was checking before or if it was checking after. So let me just say, in the old code, when we have this item request detail, so view item, I think inside view item maybe is already knowledgeable about containers. Let me see, view item, if item, view item, if not, is an action location. Okay, all this part of the action location checking from containers. Okay, that's another very complex part that I'm not going to do now, but action locations was a way for us to associate items to static meshes, so that you don't have an actor but you have a static mesh, and then you could associate the static mesh to an actual actor. I don't know if you still want to do it, but that was the idea. So let me see. View item, owning card. I want to see if in here we have also the container code. Ah, yes, we have it. Another container show description. Yeah, I think we have it. If it's a container, it's trying to send the container content. I think it would work already. If I open up a container, I think it will work, boys. I think it would work. Let me spawn a container. If I spawn a chest, will the chest be a container? Look at that, boys! Look at that! It's working already. Our mission is already done. I can go to holidays. Yeah, so if I right click on a normal item, it opens up the description window. If I right click on a container, it opens up the container window. Now this window really sucks. I know you are hating this window because you cannot see anything on on it, so we will fix it, I promise. But so I have to go on like a super black background, and if I am on a black background, you see something like here. Okay. But it's already working. So let me see if, which is now the big part, if I move an item into this container, it will actually work, right? If I move one slop, let me put one slop in a single slot. This slop into this container. Holy moly! It worked already. So it works also for containers in my inventory. Let me close it. Open it again. One slop. Oh, good. So it means that the work it disappeared. It disappeared, but it's I think that's a problem that we had already also in the normal container, in the containers on the ground. Let me see if I put this container on the ground. Boom. And I right click on it and I view it. My slop is not here, huh? My slop is not there. Why? I actually destroyed one slop now. That's strange though. Let me try if I want to put this container inside himself. You may not put a container into a container. Okay, that's managed. That's managed, but my item actually disappeared. I had an item here. Actually, I cannot put it in this slot, so probably the item is still here, but it's not displayed. Let me see if I click it and I put it here. Even if it doesn't exist, no. But this slot is blocked, you see? Well, actually, all the slots are blocked. Yeah, something is not working anyway, so we have something to do. But I'm very happy that it already works like this. But it's not keeping the item. It's not, or maybe it's keeping. So let me see what, because we have a lot of debug. I worked for months, well, not for months, but let's say for days on that piece of code, and so I have so many printouts, and I think all the printouts are still here. In fact, they are all still here. So let me see if I click on, right click on this container, it opens up, it says content received item 0. So actually it seems that this container has 0 item in it. Okay, so for some reason it fucked up. So this container actually fucked up. Let me drop this item to the ground. Can I destroy the item? I would like to modify, what was it, remove? Okay, got destroyed. So if I do, let me create another chest, okay? Item, chest. Maybe I can add some icons. If I open it up, it says item received 0. Okay, if I move one of my slop in it, now it works. Let me see what it says here in the logs. Updating slot 0, updating slot 18, element in array, updating inventory, content received item 1, item in slot 0, updating slot 0. So it seems that he put the item anyway, moved item from slot 17, container -1, to slot 0, container 16. So this container 16 is the ID of my container, stack count 1. So actually this move, it seems it worked okay. So if I close it without doing anything else and I open it again, I see my item and it's saying content received item 1. So like this, it actually works okay. Now I did the mess when I tried to remove this item. Let me see if I put it on the ground. I put it on the ground, I open it. This is I think where it gets fucked up. Because if I put it on the ground, my item gets destroyed. So let me see if I pick it up again. And I open it. No, I still destroyed. So when he moves to the ground, there is some bug in the code that is not, maybe I'm just not passing the right container ID, and so it doesn't know where to move the items, something like that. Without a server, it makes no sense. Yeah, no, we have a server. We have servers that we can use. Now the point is that they are running the old game. So when we launch this one, or when we launch just a beta program, like a open beta program of this one, I don't know if I will reuse the same machines, or if I will need new machines. Okay, but anyway, so let me try again. Let me destroy this. I just want to see if I don't put it on the ground, if everything works. Okay. So modify, remove, item chest. So I have a new chest here. I open it up. I put in, let's say, I know it's too small for you, but let me make it bigger. I put in one slot. Let me put in one other in this slot. So there are these two slots here, right? These two. I close it. I open it again, and I see it. Okay. Let me see. Let me say that I move it to another slot. I open it, and I see the two things. Okay. So now, without moving it to the ground, because I think moving to the ground is not working at the moment, I take this and I put it back here. Okay, this is already not working. Let me close it. Open it again. It's not doing the work, but actually my item is not getting destroyed. My item is there. So that is the first thing we need to fix. We need to fix moving back the item to my inventory. Let me see if I can move within the container. No, I think it's the same shit. Yeah, it's not moving. Between the container is not moving. So when it's in this container, from here to the inventory, or I guess the same from here to the ground, yeah, it's not working, but it's not destroying the items. The items stay in my container. If I drop the container to the ground, it gets fucked up. So enable right click on my one inventory, container container window, done. Okay, so actually this is done. The problem is we have a number of bugs that we need to fix. So let me do that. So the first bug we need to fix. The first bug we need to fix is move item. Oh, is in green. Move item from inventory to no from container inventory to inventory. Then we need to fix move item from container inventory to world, which I guess is not working. Then move item from container, the move item in container in different slot in same container. By the way, all these cases are already managed. Okay, so there is no, I guess there is basically no code we need to write, because all these cases were already working in the previous game. So all the code is already there. I think that probably I'm just not passing in the right container ID. But when I pass in the right container ID, I think all these cases will automatically work. Because they were working in the previous game. In the previous game, I've moved hundreds of thousands of objects in the last year, so it's very, 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 very solid code. Very solid code, because it has been proven on so many transactions, so many movements, so I think if we test like these three cases is fine, and then we will have to say move container to world and see what happens. Okay, so I think if we fix these cases, all will be fine. all will be fine. So yeah, that is our new mission. Unfortunately, boys, I have to go because I have to do dinner with some people tonight, and it's already 7:48 my time. It means that I have only 10 minutes to go. So I need to go. But maybe I will stream after dinner when I come back, or tomorrow because tomorrow is holiday. Tomorrow is the Epiphany, how you call it, and so is 6th of January is holiday in most of the European country. I don't know in US or in Asia, I guess not, but in most of the European country is, and in Italy for sure, is a holiday. So maybe I can stream tomorrow again, okay? And our main purpose here is to continue our roadmap and fix all the points where we have this gear icon. So in particular, we want to fix this, which is what we are working on now. So the containers management, which is not working at the moment, but we will work very soon. And we want then to go for, yeah, this character upper torso animation and emotes, which I think I really need. I cannot stay without, so. And then fixing PvP and PvE. I think we have some work to do on combat. I mean, we have a basic combat working, which is cool, but we need to improve it a bit. And also, well, combat deaths is something, maybe is the first thing I need to do, right? Because at the moment, when you die, nothing happens. Yeah, I think the next one will be combat death, I think. And then maybe checking a bit the progression. And that's it. So, yeah. Okay. Do you have any questions or anything you want to ask me before I leave? If not, I will just leave. And by the way, thanks Ice Grenade again for the raid. It was very appreciated. I work on separate upper body animation and speak the animation BP. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. I think that's all. I think I'm leaving, boys. I leave you with my goodbye screen. So thank you for watching. It's been a relatively short stream, so less than 3 hours, but I think we did good fixes. And maybe I will be back after dinner, depends if I want to play some video games or not. Usually I won't, so. See you, boys! Remember to follow and subscribe.